Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my top 5 favorite concealers at the moment. Now I've done this video I think about a year ago, so there's been a few changes, but there's some that are still the same, which that means they're just amazing. Also, I will do inserts of me applying the product in natural light with just absolutely no makeup on. So that way you guys can see the texture of the concealer, the coverage, and all the good stuff. So if you guys are interested, continue watching. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love for you to subscribe down below. So let's get started. Before I get into the concealers, I wanted to share with you guys that this portion is sponsored by Ana Luisa, which I am so excited. I have been purchasing Ana Luisa jewelry for quite some time, years, and I have a lot of their jewelry and just love them so much. So when they reached out, I was so excited. I've never done a sponsorship before, but this was a brand that I could get behind. I know their products, and I think you guys would absolutely enjoy. If you don't know what Ana Luisa is, they are a jewelry brand. They are based in New York, and they're very focused on planet, and they're carbon neutral. Their design, it's very unique, very beautiful. You can have very dainty jewelry, and then you have some more just statement pieces like this ring that I wear all the time. This is from Ana Luisa, and I get quite a lot of questions about it. I also really love these croissant earrings I'm wearing right now. I think they are so beautiful. They're not too out there, but they're noticeable enough, and I think it makes any outfit look a little bit more chic, a little bit more modern, but still elegant. I really love their jewelry. I love layering my earrings. I love wearing two. I want to get another hole right here so I can have three. I actually have a hole here, the third one here, but kind of closed. So I love the idea of layering these. I love layering necklaces, and right now they have a buy one get one 40% off a deal for Mother's Day. So if you guys forgot about Mother's Day, or you just didn't get a chance to pick something up, you can't go wrong with this because they're beautiful, great quality, the price is right, and they're just so beautiful. All right, moving on to concealers. Now, I am a fan of medium coverage concealers. I don't love full coverage. Very rarely do I ever want full coverage under my eyes. I must be going out somewhere or getting photographed or something like that for me to reach for a full coverage concealer. And if I do, many times I kind of just spread it out where it looks a little bit more of a medium coverage. And I don't love super light concealers either, like light coverage, because I feel like it doesn't really help much. Now, there's an occasion in the summer when I want just something there, but most of the time I stick to medium coverage. However, there is one here that's pretty darn full coverage, and the fact that it's in my top 5 says a lot. There's no particular order. I didn't rank these because they all do a little bit of a different thing. So I'm going to start with Kosas. Now, this concealer, I would say I would recommend to 80% of people. It is a beautiful medium coverage. It has a radiance. It even has an eye cream in it, and it's a very brightening and very forgiving on the wrinkles. The texture is more of a creamy texture. It blends in so well with your fingers, with a brush, with a sponge. I honestly can make this work with whatever tool you give me, and I would consider this to be definitely a medium coverage, and kind of my everyday concealer. I want that brightness, I want that radiance. I don't want to feel matte, and it really feels like you're putting an eye cream under your eyes. It is stunning. It lasts really well. I do tend to powder this concealer just because it has that radiance. It's not the concealer mousse, it's the fact that my mascara transfers on my concealer. I have quite long lashes and they touch my cheeks when I smile, so I definitely want to protect those under eyes. Now, the only negative thing I have to say about this concealer is that it pulls yellow. Just the color range pulls so yellow. I have 3 colors right here. I have a number 2.5, which is supposed to be a cooler undertone. I have 4N neutral and 03. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be warm, but the 3 and the 4 pull a very yellow on me, and then the 2.5 pulls just neutral, which is kind of obviously frustrating because most people need a little bit of a peach undertone, a little bit of more neutralness under the eyes to cancel those dark circles. Very rarely do you need a super yellow, at least with light skin. There's definitely room for improvement when it comes to their colors or their undertones. For me, 2.5 works pretty well right now. I mix it with 4 sometimes if I need a deeper color. But yeah, I just absolutely love the formula. I love the way it sits on the skin, and it's a concealer that I keep reaching for. Ever since I bought it years ago, it's still obviously in my collection, and I repurchase it and repurchase it. Now the next one is more of a newer concealer. I've discovered it in the past year, and that is the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. Now this is fuller coverage, actually. You know what? I have 2 fuller coverage in here, but I can make this look more of a medium coverage. This has beautiful packaging. The stopper is very intense, and the formula is very, very liquid and light. It's actually quite amazing how they were able to make such a light formula but pack such coverage. I think this concealer looks beautiful under the eyes. It gives you the coverage. Again, I wear it more as a medium coverage concealer. It is very light under the eyes. However, it doesn't crack on me. Usually very thin formula concealers tend to crack under my eyes, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. I like the creamier texture, the more moussey one where I feel it almost moisturizing my under eyes. This is very light in texture, but it does not look dry under my eyes. It doesn't separate, and it lasts all day long. You can get full coverage. I get more of medium coverage out of it. And I like the colors. They have good undertones. I do have 2 because I didn't get my right shade first, so I just bought another one. I have here, what number is it? I always look on the bottom when it's actually behind here. I have 330 and 250. And I'm probably going to repurchase. You guys told me a shade that I should get. I don't remember, but I'm probably going to pick a different shade next time because one's too light, one's too deep. But right now I just mix them and it works well. I love this formula because it's reliable. It's not heavy. It gives you really good coverage. And in the beginning I liked it, but I wasn't so impressed. But after months and months, I realized I keep reaching for it when I just want my makeup to look good. So I've kind of discovered that I actually really like it. And, you know, in general, I do need time with my products. There's only here and there when I'm like, yes, this is it. But many times I feel like I need a little bit of time to see if I want to reach for them. Do I really like them? And this one definitely became a favorite after months of using it and reaching for it, because I always needed something that stayed in place, looked good, gave me good coverage, didn't make me look like it just emphasized texture or fine lines, and I think it's a great one. Okay, let's talk about the other full coverage concealer, and that is the Pat McGrath concealer. I have 3 shades right here, and I think this is the best full coverage concealer I have ever tried, and I've tried a lot of them. There's something about this concealer that sits so beautiful under the eyes, and this is full coverage. For me, this is one that I can wear. It's a full coverage that I can wear. It is creamy and quite thick. Like if you blend it in, I'm blending it right now, it feels quite thick and creamy, but it does not look thick. It actually looks quite perfecting under the eyes. It gives you good coverage, but it doesn't look thick. A great thing about this one is that like literally a dot goes such a long way. And even if you build this up, which you don't have to, it doesn't tend to look crepey. I always want to say crepey, but I don't think that's the word. Anyway, it doesn't look like it's separating or heavy under the eyes, even if you build it up, but you do not need to build it up. So I suggest just going lighter under the eyes, but this is good even all over the face. I would say that if you want a full perfected coverage, this is the one for you. And honestly, I think this works for dry skin. I think it works for oily skin. I think it works for obviously normal skin. It definitely is beautiful. It has a great range. I have here L7, LM9, LM10, and I'm almost out of the 9 and 7. I purchased 10 by mistake. I wanted to get 9, but I can make it work. I can mix and match and all is well. This also does not need to be set because it sets itself. I don't find the need to set it whatsoever with powder. Even though I have trouble with my mascara running, I don't really set it because it's just too much for me. And yeah, it doesn't need to be set. If you're in the market for a full coverage concealer, great quality. I even think the price is right. This you can't go wrong with. Moving on to the next concealer that I've discovered not too long ago. And this is not a new concealer overall, but it is one that I have fallen in love. This is one that I've fallen in love like that. Like I knew I liked it the second I started blending this out. And that is the Clé de Peau concealer. That's it, concealer. I have here 2 shades. I have shade 4 and 3. I love them both. Right now I'm a little self-tan and 4 works really well for me. This one is more of a medium to full coverage. I wear it more as a medium, but you can build this up and get a full coverage. Because this is in a stick, I just was so hesitant. Now I've heard about this concealer for years. They reformulated, but the way it blends into the skin, I would say that it's the most natural look concealer and natural finish concealer that I own. If I want to look like I have nothing on my face, however, look very put together, cover my dark circles, give some brightness, this is the concealer that I go for. If I want to look, again, like put together, like my skin, sophisticated and elegant, and I feel expensive when I wear this one because this is expensive. I forgot to say the prices of these. I'll link them all down below, that way you know, but I think this one's $75 for this, which is a lot. But I do think I bought both of these during a sale. Like I don't think I paid full price for them, but they are beautiful. I would say that if I could just pick one concealer to have forever, I'm not sure if this would come second. I'll share with you guys which one would come first, but this definitely would come second because it's so easy to apply. It works really well on acne over acne. It is not too wet where it moves around, but it's not too dry where it clings to any dry patches or acne. This is just goes on super easy over blemishes, around fine lines. It's almost like it blurs everything. I use my finger with this one. I find it the most beautiful blendability application. The warmth of your finger really like warms up the product and pushes it into your skin. And I think it's the best way to apply this product. I think when I use a brush, it still looks beautiful, but I have this urge to just use my fingers. And I kind of tap and pull a little bit at the product, and it blends in so nicely. And you can layer and layer and layer this product, and it does not look heavy. So the finish is more natural, and I would say this is a medium coverage, but you can build it up to a medium full. I don't really read what they say about the product, so I don't know if they say it's a full coverage. It really doesn't matter to me because what I see is what I'm going to tell you. If I see it's a medium coverage, I'll tell you that it's a medium coverage in my opinion. All right, moving on to the one concealer that if I could only keep one, I think this one would be it. Now, is this my all-time favorite concealer? Close. I'm not sure. I can't give the right answer right now, but this is the concealer that if I could only have one, I would go for this one. And that is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. And the reason I would pick this one is because it's the most universal concealer that I own. Besides the fact that it looks beautiful, it has a beautiful natural finish, it's not radiant, but it has a little bit of light to it, and it stays in place all day long. I would say that this is a good basic concealer. It's a concealer that if I need a concealer in my kit, I would probably go for something like this because it works on almost everybody. It's not too full coverage. It is buildable. I would say I use this one more as a medium coverage to buildable. This concealer has been around for quite some time. I used to have it, then I ran out of it, and then I repurchased it last year, and it's been in my collection ever since. I have two colors. I have 30, 31, and it's definitely become my go-to concealer. A little bit kind of like the Lancome one, but this is more creamier than the Lancome. Lancome is almost lighter and serum-y like. The Makeup Forever is a little creamier. I don't want to say thicker in texture because it's not a thick texture, but it just, you feel it on the skin a little bit more. Not quite as moussey as the Dior. And the reason I didn't put Dior here, because I was looking at it, it's because I haven't used it much because I pretty much ran out of it. So because I haven't used it in the past 6 months or so, I need to repurchase that. But I got the rose ink one and I felt like that was just too early for me to put in a favorites. But that one is also a great one. But I didn't want to put it because, again, I haven't used it in a while. But Makeup Forever is not quite as moussey as that one. This is more creamy. It blends in so fast, easy. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It just does the job. It's kind of a basic, great concealer. And I think because of that, I would gravitate towards picking this one over all the other ones because it does everything right. I do have one honorable mention, and this is a newer-ish concealer, but I really have loved it and the price is so amazing, and that is the LYS concealer. This is, again, it says here full coverage brightening. I consider this more of a medium to buildable coverage. I don't get that full coverage when I use this one, but it has good coverage. But again, when I think of full coverage, I think of Pat McGrath. Like, I don't want to see a vein. I don't want to see any darkness. I want like just gone. Like, I am gone. I don't exist under there. This I would consider more of a medium coverage, buildable. This has a very light serum-y texture. The price is right. I think it's $18 or $19. The packaging is absolutely beautiful, and this concealer is very reliable. I've been using it more as a daily, everyday concealer, and I think it's wonderful. I've discovered this when it came out. I don't remember, 4 months ago, something like that, 3. I think it was after Christmas, wasn't it? I think so, or before. Anyway, it didn't quite make it to top 5, and honestly, I would probably choose the Dior Forever concealer before this one. But this is really a good one, and I thought I should mention that. And that is all for today. What did you guys think? Do we have any similarities when it comes to concealers? I'd love to know your favorite concealer. Leave it down below. I just did a concealer declutter, so I can link that below, but I thought it was fun to put them side by side so you guys can see just the favorites and the ones that I decided to part ways with. Again, I want to say thank you to Ana Luisa for partnering with me. I'm very honored. And I can link down below maybe my top 3 favorite pieces of jewelry that I have from them, or most wearable. That way you guys can see kind of what my style is. So give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.